Go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. You know who this is. My introduction is always retarded, I know. That's the whole reason for the music you hear, so I don't have to introduce myself because you know who it is. Subscribe to the channel, Voice of Reason NF, right now. Subscribe. Come on, I gotta get them subscribers up. The reason this one's not live, I didn't like how that went down, and I don't have enough subscribers. Let's just keep it a buck. I had growth though, because I remember where this started. So I'm grateful for the subscribers I do have. Welcome to my first time viewers, last time viewers. What's going on? Subscribe to the channel, please. Subscribe, give me a like, share, comment. I accept all feedback. You can hit me up on the email, howyoustophim35@gmail. All of this is in the timestamps. I'm not spelling it for you guys. Come on, guys. Let's use our brains. Follow me on the gram, How You Stop Him. Follow me on TikTok, No Noise 418. Twitter, Hush476. And I think that's all you need to know for right now. So, what's good? You know, every time you see me, if you've been viewing all of these episodes, this is episode 203, that every time you see me, you got through another week. So clap it up. You made it through another week if you're sitting here watching this. I'm grateful to even be sitting here to talk to you. That means I made it through another week. The grind don't stop. Don't think that it does. Responsibility follows you till death. Damn, I made that dramatic. Anyway, let's get right to it. I kind of wrote my notes in some kind of order, and it's not all over the place. I'm trying. Watch the last segment. I'm sorry, you know, when this happens, I gotta talk. I mean, I gotta read sometimes off the thing. I don't have everything memorized. Take a minute. Okay. So, if I didn't say this before, last time, Super Bowl set for Arizona. Eagles versus the Chiefs. Who do you have? This is not a sports podcast. We're not going to sit here. I'm just going to say one thing. I will not predict. All I'll say is for the two tails that if the Eagles win, my perspective is you should have won. It's nothing special. You should have won. May sound a little tainted. May not like how that sounds for the Philly fans. You should win. So if you do, you should have. If the Chiefs win, it's an obstacle they overcame. It'll be a little more special because I think despite what Vegas says, whatever the apps are saying about the spread and who's the favor, Philly is favored. I don't give a fuck what you Google or what device you use or what TV you've been watching. Eagles are favored. So if the Chiefs win, it's a huger mountain that they climbed. No predictions. Can't wait for Super Bowl Sunday. What is going on in the NBA? From Kyrie wanting to be traded, now he misses a game from a sore foot or some shit. Damn, Kyrie, why you gotta be, you know, I love you, bro. Like, you could ball. Like, you really could play basketball. Like, nobody can't take that from you. I want you to know this. Strongly. Like, I wish I can play an eighth of how you play. You feel me? Because I play ball, too. For all my peoples out there that know I play ball and ball with me, I know you're laughing at this part of the segment. But Kyrie, you ill. I can't take that away, brother. But why every time Something gotta give, man. You clicking like a motherfucker. Just wait for KD to come back and y'all could do y'all thug dizzle. Y'all was just a game or two out of first place. I know there's, you know, slips and slides and shit. Yo, do what you do as a grown man. I'm just saying, I want you to stay, bro. Wait for KD, man. Stop all that, know what I mean? But that wasn't really supposed to be where I go. That was kind of, I was freestyling that one. Yeah, what's up with these NBA fights if you've been watching the games the past week? So, Cleveland versus Memphis. Spider Mitchell. I call him Spider. I call him Spider so much, I don't even remember his first. Oh, Donovan, my bad. Boy, it's Spider. Donovan Mitchell and Dylan Brooks. So in a play at the rim, Dylan Brooks falls down, swings his arm, catches Spider in nuts. And he didn't like that. So he threw the ball at him. They began to shove and push. That's one time. Then, Timberwolves versus the Magic. Austin Rivers, son of Doc Rivers. Not trying to call him a punk. It's very rare I see him and shit. Last time I remember him, he threw the ball by accident to LeBron. LeBron's about to come for his kufi. And he kind of like said, nah, I didn't mean to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see how he could get into anything. But he seems to have gotten to it with the Timberwolves bench. And that was ugly. The Orlando bench. He's on Timberwolves. I don't want to go too far. It's not a sports podcast, like I said. I spent too much time in the sports area as is. But what's going on out there? They're not getting paid right. They're not getting the same treatment they usually do throughout the season. Or they just chippy about their record and where they stand, their contracts. There's a lot of tension. It's real edgy out there. Hopefully we have a more peaceful week in NBA moving forward. LeBron is nearing Wilt Chamberlain. That's it. That's it for the current events. Sorry, I gotta glance down. Anything else I give you was planned. So, let's go in order for once. I forgot. Oh, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't read like I should, but I can listen very well. So I checked out the Rich Dad, Poor Dad audiobook. Fine points. I would check that out if you can, especially as a man. I think you should check that out. Only thing I'm gonna grab from there and use here is J.O.B means just over broke. Displaying that if you work for somebody, you have a boss, you know, you're a worker, you have to answer to folks, you're just over broke. Not everybody, but if you use that mentality and it stings you, it irritates you, hopefully that motivates you to move on and do better things. Now, we must keep our just over broke, which is a job, to even entertain moving on to something else. So you do need to keep your gig, but you can have a game plan. If you are good at money managing, Rocket Money app, I gotta get them they flowers. If you could download that, I would trust in that. You know, nothing's 100, but it's pretty good so far, what I've seen. So I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say Rocket Money could help get you started. How's your credit card movement and activity going? You know, Capital One's a decent one, I think. But in any event, you have to have a game plan. And while you're formulating this game plan, you have to have a regular gig. So there's no, as much as they want to try to roast having a job, even if they don't mean it maliciously, you need a job. But form a plan to do better if this terminology bothers you. Some of us has been with our jobs for so long that it's like you might as well finish, right? Does not mean you can't take it to the next level, start stashing bread to formulate something else. Even if, you know, you wait till you finish and take the bread that you're getting for nothing, for sitting home, you can start to invest that or do things with that if your numbers is good enough to do so. So that's that on that. And I'll piggyback and go not too heavy into it, but IRAs. You know, this is outside the whole 401k and your pension. Shout out Sheikh Dizzy. He goes live every Tuesday on his IG. And his co-host. I'm terrible at memory. I don't know if I'm getting up there in the age where selective memory is real vital, so I remember things more recent than anything past 2 days ago. But check out Shake Dizzy, follow him on IG, and it's in the timestamp, and I'll even mention his co-host. That's a good people. So they talked about this already. Traditional IRAs, I'm just gonna give you what I gathered. You won't pay taxes on your untaxed earnings or contributions until you're required to start taking minimum distribution at age 73. With this, you're investing more upfront than you would with a typical brokerage account. Roth, then I'm gonna just move on. This is just little knowledge for you. I don't just talk ratchet shit. Roth IRA. If you expect your income and tax rate to increase over time, contributing now means you'll pay slower tax rate and pay no taxes on qualified withdrawals when you retire. So I guess Roth would be like, if you got it like that, that goes in. Or am I twisting it around? You just look into these more. I felt like maybe I'm more for the traditional IRA, but do your research, because it doesn't even matter if, everything I've told you has been 100. I try to keep it that way. You still should just research anyway. No matter what you watch on YouTube or any social media, you should continue to do numerous researches. Even when Google, Safari, or whatever, when you look up anything, you should be looking it up in multiple ways to try to see how similar all of the breakdowns are, to get a good understanding before you jump into anything. But I just, figure you should choose one of these IRAs so you have another source of income for when you get older outside of 401 and pension, if you have that. So, and to keep going into your finances and good living, if you haven't heard of it, this is more my positive of the day, which I'll still have one at the end, but this is in the middle. 50, 30, 20. Checking the time. 50, 30, 20. So 50% of your check goes to essentials, stuff that you have to do. Bill, rent, whatever you have to. I won't go down the list because it's different for everybody, but everybody should have rent, mortgage. That should be everybody. You feel me? And then from there, you could determine what else is bills and, a must. 30% should be wants. I guess pay yourself, and, whatever it takes to survive to the next check. It's fair enough. And then 20 is savings. So you're supposed to be saving 20% of your savings. I don't know with the greatest fun budget professionals and money coaches and whoever helps you with your finances and survival of that. I would love to ask if you have like money coming out towards a saving, and I don't just mean your savings account on your debit or your bank or whatever. If you have other areas that there's money going there, do you still have to save this 20%? I mean, you should try. I guess they're saying, it's good because a rainy day, nobody wants to check the check vibe, and a rainy day could come and you don't fucking have anything to handle that rainy day, and it's gonna rain for a month on your ass. And I'm not trying to be funny because it's easier said than done. A lot of us are in tight situations where we really are living check to check or just above that. That job phrase, just over broke, is gangster. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to see what we can do to make it better. So I would say more of us, especially that have credit card debt and other debt and loans out, you may have to boost the 50 essentials up to 60. The wants stay at 30 and savings 10%. I want to even go further that some have it so bad that they got to go 65, 25. No, 65, 30, 5. Don't let them discourage you. Because even if you say 5% of your check, you're doing something. Just hope nothing pops off immediately if you're going to begin this like right now as you watch this. And it's easy to calculate. I know you folks know how to use a calculator. There's a calculator on your phone, most likely. You just take what you made. That's another question I have for financial advisors. Are we doing this pre-tax or after tax? I would assume after taxes, because what you bring home is what you're working with. So it can't be before tax. I hope not. And that's just me, because I haven't really spoken to anyone specific. I did my little research, you know, watching a few videos and Googling, but I really don't know how it could be pre-tax. So as long as you say 5%, which again, if you have a calculator, you take that number, you times it by 5, and you should have the percentage button, and it'll tell you what 5% is. But try something to just get you over the hump, because it's stressful living check to check. Some people ain't even check the check. Some people pay bills and there ain't nothing left, or very few left sometimes. You have to take advantage of your parts of the month that you're up. So if you get paid 2 times a month, and you know how the first of the month go, where that's the heavier the bills and everything that's due, that middle time you get paid, you should like put something to the side. So you could swag it like that. So at the top of the month, you know, if you ain't save and you ain't, well, not even just save, if you ain't got nothing you holding on to help for the upcoming bills you must pay, when you get the first check of the month or towards the end of the last month, you have to count that as the first check of the month. You pay everything, and you probably gotta just thug it out and just, you know, use the money you got left very wisely. But then when you get that second check, you're supposed to always have a check in between your rent, mortgage, or something, that you don't have to do everything every check. But there are people like that, and that shit is rough, man. I know, like, that shit hurts. You're discouraged sometimes. You're trying to find a way out. It's like you drowning, but you barely swimming. Feel me? So if you could get to a check where you don't have that pressure, you should then try to save what you could save out of that one. So if you don't do 5% or 10% every check, at least the check where you up, double the 5 to 10. I doubt, and it's great if you could double the 10 to 20. But that, you know, you could swag it like that if it's not every check. So that's it for that. My pet peeve of the week. Only thing I'm skipping the order for. Ladies, going live to complain, cry, just sit there to, I don't know, man. Like, the attention women get, I will never hate on it. So if you, I don't even gotta say if you fine. Like, you ain't even gotta be a bad baddie. I think you can get on there, you know, dress yourself up a little bit, look halfway decent, and just go live. Like, why? Like, if you got something to give to the people, honestly, go ahead. Do your thug diligence. I just made that up. If you have something, an event or something coming up, you know, no knock to the ones who do it for a purpose. But to just sit there, cry or complain, or it's just annoying, man. It's annoying. Or just you just sitting there, you know, it's just on you. You in the bathroom, or you, this shit is so crazy to me. Like, this is what it comes to. You gotta entertain the people. Have something to talk about. Have like something they could use. You gotta give them something they could try to use. Now, who am I? I should be eating a big slice of humble pie, because even though that's my pet peeve, what I salute is y'all got the following and the people actually sitting through that shit. So my advice is, I mean, IG could pay you for lives probably. Everybody got to hustle. But my advice is, if you got that type of following, come on over to YouTube, shout out Rumble, and really upload some shit and monetize that way. Then maybe you put more thought into giving people something they could take back from just watching you sit there. You feel me? So that's my pet peeve. It's not as annoying as my normal pet peeves, but it's still like, I be going through my phone and the chick will just be there. It's like mad moments of silence. That's irritating. Or crying or complaining about something that happened. Or y'all really need to, yo. But like I said, if people are tuning into that, keep it going. I mean, I think we had enough of the Bad Girls Club and Love and Hip Hop and all them reality shows. I think we reality showed out. Still goes on. Can't knock the hustle. My opinions and what I voice here is voice of reason. Is just how I feel. If you able to monetize and they letting that shit fly, get your coins. I'm no hater of figuring the game out. But it's just crazy because people who are authentic, that work real hard, or should I say, the fellas, don't afford the luxury of just bullshitting or not really formulating a real plan to get attention, to get validation, to be able to just rock for nothing. Feel me? And it may sound like I'm a little bitter about that. I wish men had the luxury or just I could just come here and just sit and look at y'all. Let me tell you about my day. I woke up 10 minutes late. Got to work, it was really cold. I didn't want to get out the car. It was really freezing. People were looking at me in a way I didn't like. I didn't feel good. My toe was hurting. I forgot an item that I use while I'm working. All right, that's it. So, yeah, bullshit like that. If I sat here talking like that, you wouldn't pay me no mind. Now, mind you, I give the people something they could use, and I feel like I advise well in a lot of areas. Maybe there's some touching up. I'm still, getting into my swag here. But I'm sure the people that are watching say I'm talking something here of use. You feel me? Getting more cozy with it. Sit back and chill. Hat low. Know what I mean? Just let you see the sweater. So, in case you want to go to the timestamps, you can see it on my sweater. Subscribe to this channel, Voice of Reason NF. Know what I mean? Brooklyn all day, baby. The 80s, baby. Know what I mean? I rap. New Music Fridays every Friday. No doubt. Check me out, man. I'm unstoppable out here, man. Got new joints coming up. New songs. I ain't even want to give you the punchline out of it, but just know my name changing again. It's Hush. Everybody know that's how you stop them. Then it's, no noise. And wait for the next song to drop, where I tell you what the next name is. Couple of aliases out here, you know what I mean? So the music of Fridays, that's at least almost at 200 weeks, which means weekly. We at 203 over here. So I put in work, you know what I mean? It's time for my flowers, you know what I mean? All right, let me stop playing. Shit is crazy. You basically could do anything, I guess, once you got people watching. Feel me? So that's it with the pet peeve. Let's get dirty. Girls trip. I was watching. How many times do I shout it out? I'm not looking for a shout out back, but this may be the last, not the last time, but I don't have to make it a must, but I will say it because these are the things I watch and you can check out too. Fresh and Fit Podcast, AMS, Andrew Huberman. Feel me? Shout out to Joe Buttons and them podcasts. I resurfaced checking it out, adding Melissa Ford and Queen's Flip. It's cute. But I still watch Rory and Mal a little bit sometimes, see what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? I gotta peep the Joe Buttons episode with Nori on there, right? So anyway, girls trip. Fellas, your lady going on a girls trip. Guys that are high value with a lot of money. So when they take trips, this is big. When they take trips, even if you don't, when you do take a trip, you can resemble this. But I'm talking about high value men who probably are taking trips a little more often and they always could ball out, right? So those are the guys that should feel a way or can stand strongly on the fact that if their girl goes on a girl's trip, they're worried. Or not even just worried to sound like You soft. But are against it and saying that it's not a good look. Because men like them on this girl's trip move like how they do. Listen, that might have tripped you up. What I'm saying is, girls trip, it's a lot of ways to pick this apart. The girls that your girls going with, how do they behave? How they move? How they giving it up? And your confidence, I guess, in you and what you bring to the relationship. But I do get it. I'm going to be voice of reason and judge both sides. So I'm rambling on because I've been on guys' trips. And maybe I'm selling myself out right here, snitching on myself. I don't give a fuck. It's my platform. Maybe not never. It's not accurate to say that every boys' trip I took, men's trip, that I had an opportunity, whether I took it or not, to smash somebody's girl. Meaning, when guys take trips, we see these girl groups that's on a girl trip, as the topic says. So I've seen it. That I can guarantee. Every trip I've ever taken in life, you see that group. I won't say I never had an opportunity, but it ain't knocking like that. Or I guess even on a girl's trip, you still have to be the typical man, to validate the traditional man, give them the validation approach, cold approach. So maybe that's it or whatever. But not to ramble on, again, I'm taking two perspectives. So guys of my stature, I feel like I'm high value in mental ways and potential ways, and maybe not, the network is not where it's supposed to be. I can say that. You know what I mean? Of course, we always want to be hungry for more. But where I'm at, and people who know me and guys like me, you should say that it's hit or miss on these trips, whether you're going to smash somebody girl or not, if you're on that type of time. But if you go back and look at your girl, you don't want her going on this girl trip because of what you see girls do when they're on their girls trip. And I think you can argue that some will defend their female and say, I fully trust how she moves and I'm going to let her go. Are you wrong? This could talk for the rest of this segment. This is too much of a touchy area because I absolutely feel when girls are in the presence of each other, one bad apple could make the whole bunch spoil. I do believe that. But it takes scenery, alcohol, drugs. Not all of these things, I'm just labeling them. They don't got to be a combination. But these are factors into why women behave the way they do. And what makes it possible for them to do some shit when they're on a girl's trip. It's not a good look. I'll agree to say that it's not a good look to what could potentially happen versus what really happens, which is the point I made about being on the other side of that on a guy's trip and never really cashing in on these girls who are taken that are on these girls' trips. But can I say, I can't save y'all women. I will say the guy could decide, and it's not a always no. It's like a 90% no where you shouldn't let her go. But for the guys who really trust or really not into the science and scientific and mental of that and want to just let her rock so you don't go through the whole you being controlling or you scary, I ain't going to be mad at the 10% that let your girl go. As being on the other side of that, I think if I was a savage, which I have been, I could have. You feel me? And just because I didn't, don't mean they didn't pop off. Out of all the girl groups I've seen while away on any vacation, I saw potential of them sliding off. It's all about who is the biggest bidder. Like it's fucking, auction type shit. Who's the highest bidder? So I see the activity. So I'm not going to sit here and give the women all the innocent role like, nah, all of them could go. They could rock. Some of them is going to do some things. That's why I said 90% men are right to feel this way. 90% of the time. So, sorry, fellas. That's a tough pill to swallow. I don't know if you know, what you're going to use, how long y'all been together, how often these girl trips happen, what's the point of the girl trip, who are the girls going along, what is their resume like. These are things you can think, and it'll fuck you up in making the decision, though. So, again, it's just like the world, man. Somebody got to change the oil on the car. Somebody got to be a plumber. So, somebody got to be the sucker, as they say. It's all right to be the sucker. 10% window. Let's not getting tripped up. Don't let it be 50%. Like I said, 90% feel this is not a good look for a girl's trip. 90%, I'm 90% saying it's not good. But 10% says, let them rock. That's a hell of a decision to make. Women don't understand that even if, you know, the whole monogamy and being faithful is a thing, you know, that's what y'all follow, that's what y'all live by. If a guy go on a guy trip and he rock off, hopefully he's not feminine, he's all the way masculine, where that was fun and move the fuck on. Not trying to encourage that. But that does not damage a relationship if he can keep that tuck. He ain't do no dumb shit for that shit to blow the fuck up. You see, we do things frivolously and fun and feel like, you know, that's our nature. We shouldn't have to be on guard. Just go have fun. But when shit blow the fuck up, that's why I look crazy. But men could do that. Women, maybe they don't do it as messy and they don't come back at all. But it's over because what we do and what y'all do is not equal. Just bottom line. We get threatened with it by them with the whole monogamy thing, because they want us to be faithful. And if we really love them enough and we've had our fun out there, we'll say, fuck it, I'll be faithful then. Just you don't do nothing and I don't do nothing. Because if I should happen to slip, I still love you to death. But if you happen to slip, it's spooky hours. That's all I'm saying. So 90% no girls trip. 90% no girls trip. I don't care. 10% allow. You decide what percentage you're in. Talk long and hard about it to yourself. But find out some key things about the trips. And hopefully you know the females your lady hangs out with. That's it on that. Take care of your kids. This is for everybody. Take care of your kids. They may be the only ones there for you at the end or towards the end. There shouldn't be a, how you call that? What I said in a couple of segments, how people do things expecting something back. No, you take care of your kids anyway. I'm pointing out a section, like a additive pleasure that comes with the fact that you were genuine in doing what the fuck you were supposed to do. You're supposed to raise your kids wholeheartedly, lovingly, do your best. I know it's harder out here to raise them the way we were raised. You try to give them a little benefit of the doubt. Try not to be as on it like our parents was. They're not getting it. We got to get in their ass again. Get back to getting in their ass. But they'll appreciate that later, because all this soft shit, even if you take care of them all the way through, could still backfire slightly. But if you give it to them raw and you there every step of the way, when it's your last days, because we all gonna get to them last days, whether it be slow or fast, you want your kids by your side. If you have a partner, spouse, ride or die, other family members, cool. That's dope. You can't really anticipate that. The same, anyway, you can, but not at the same level as if you raised good kids. You was there for them every step of the way. So take care of your kids. Period. But that's just an extra additive for doing what you were supposed to do. No half-ass shit, y'all. And I ain't talking about money. I'm not pointing out no specific thing that if you great in that area, you good money. It's an all-around balance. You have to be leveled. Feel me? Take care of your kids. Before I go to the last joint. You People. I mentioned that last segment. It's on Netflix. It's a movie. I like the message. Will you find it to be top 10? Maybe not. I like the message. It's white and black. It's how we deal with racism and how people still act today among the races. So I'm going to shout out a few of the cast members. Go watch it on Netflix or however you could pull that up. You People. I should have shouted out the director. My bad. I probably put it in the timestamps. Lauren London. Real quick. That girl is bad, man. Like, I never not said she wasn't. I'm talking real ignorant. I never discredited what she looked like. I don't know if the Nipsey thing distracted me even paying her mind. But that girl got it. In my opinion. Anyway, Lauren London, Young Miami, Carisha. Did Puff set that up? Jonan Hill, Eddie Murphy, Mike Epps, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, my girl from Seinfeld, David, I cannot pronounce this last name. I'm only saying his name because I recognize him and he's dope actor too. Listen, I'm gonna put in the timestamps, motherfucker. Yo, nobody can pronounce my last name, I'm sure. That never seen it before. Anyway, Anthony Anderson and Dion Cole. Did I mention Nia Long? How can I forget? Nia Long. The beautiful, tasteful Nia Long. So, check out You People if you get a shot to. That's it for that. Last topic. Women that look or move weird around you. Listen clearly. Women that look or move weird around you either are into you or I'm stuttering fucking again. What the hell is wrong with me? This has been a solid segment so far. Women that look or move weird around you are either into you or uncomfortable with the fact that you are not giving them validation. And that is why they are so confusing. Because it's a setup. Now, if they like you, you won't tell, you won't know until you approach, cold approach. And that's usually right away. Because if you don't try to just get that out the way to see where you at, this shit gonna shift. Now it's a game. You know, they'll seek your validation just to seek it, and that's it. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing. They move on very quickly. I like that. From the fact that if you don't step up right away, they on to the next. I give them a lot of credit with that. Because guys are not like that. If we want to have relations with you, even if it go left and we don't get to right away, we'll be like, all right, if that shit come back round though, I'm smashing. So women and men differ in that area. But not to dwell on it too much. That's how indecisive they are. Fellas, stick to it. You know what I mean? Some of you, if you purple pill, you in a relationship, you don't need that smoke, no way. I'm not saying if you are a representative of doing you, do you. Everybody always would love a taste. All fellas, I hate to expose it. We all want to taste different taste. See what's going on out here. Whether you took a break, you taking a break from that, or you never took a break. Something new is always dope. Depending upon the conditions, the terms, the timing, you could choose to or choose not to. My thing is, go in right away or don't go in at all. Don't hesitate. Don't try to figure out, again, if these weird looks or moves mean she like you. If you ain't go in right away, that shit just gonna be awkward forever, my nigga. Like, don't even try to understand it. And I'm talking to my guys that, you know, maybe go through this in a workplace or somewhere you regularly chill at, nigga, leave that shit alone, son. Go right there and then, or never go, because she gonna play with you. And I got 95% chance she's gonna play with you. I got one before I close. I was working at the movie theater. Won't say where, which one. It was a chick. I was young. Maybe 20. Slightly below that. I was digging her. Know what I mean? But the vibe was weird, son. It was weird. I couldn't tell what the fuck. We hung out. It was like the whole job hung out. Maybe 3 months into it. Like from me meeting her. Not from me working there. So we hung out. Now I get that liquid courage in me. And so I approached. You know what I was told? I'm ending it on this note. Why you ain't ask me, or why you ain't say nothing from the gate? And she ain't had to do that. I felt that genuinely, like a missed opportunity, and she basically broke it down. And I salute her for that, because women are not gonna do that. They just gonna be like, nah, you just gonna get the cold shoulder or the cold, like, yo, it's gonna be spooky out here for you. So the fact for that age range, how young we were, she kept it a bean. And I said, yo, that's dope. Why you ain't asked me before? She just had got into a relationship maybe a month or whatever and was taking that serious or whatever. I respected it. That's one of the only rejections that I took that on the chin and was like, yo, she right. Because we was eyeballing, fucking, but I ain't never say nothing, feel me? It took that liquid courage back then. But that's the moral. I'm going. Fellas, approach, or never do nothing. Feel me? Or until she coming, she got to be super aggressive after that to get you to budge. Don't just a little smile or something and you going in if you ain't just go in from the gate. They play these games. I'm sorry, ladies. You play games. Too many of y'all play games that the ones that don't, it ain't enough of y'all to sit here and vouch that it's going to go good. You feel me? Y'all got to realize numbers. Yeah, you not like that. But so many are that we can't play with y'all, son. We can't. Sorry. So y'all stay safe, stay warm. We in February. Once we get past this, we be all right. I predict we gonna get past it. Fuck that groundhog shit. That don't got shit to do with it. I feel we gonna be good in a few weeks. Just wrap up, scarf, hat, and glove and all that and prepare for Mr. Chili. Feel me? So till the next time, stay safe, stay blessed, stay productive. Later.